I thought today was a good start to the week. For our physical practices. Like the guys' intensity. Some things in execution that we need to get continue to get better at. But I thought there was some good work that showed up. Continued to focus a little bit on the early introduction of red zone. We don't have much of our ultimate plan, but you just wanted to see us get down and be able to run, throw, cover, fit gaps. I thought the offense ran the ball really well. I thought there were some good things that showed up there. And then all in all, just putting in the initial thoughts of the game plan, and I think guys received that well in the meeting room, and like I said, just some finer details we need to definitely clean up throughout the course of the week. But like the competitive times that we had going good on good, and I thought the one-on-ones and things like that was definitely very competitive, and I thought we got some good physical work today.
Is the defensive line getting close to back to?
They are. Yeah, they are, and I think you saw glimpses of that last Saturday where majority of guys, and there's the guys that are dealing with things that they'll deal with for the rest of the year, but you see the growth and the depth and just the availability of guys is as good as it's been since the second week of the season, and really even in that guys like Pat that have emerged that are showing to play at a really high level. Just the versatility of Dennis Briggs being on full display right now, being able to go inside and outside. I like the depth that we have, and I like the talent that we have at that group.
Treshaun Ward got more in practice today. How do you look?
Trey was he got more work, and will continue to progress as the week goes on. But very feel good about where he's at.
How big has Leonard Warner been for you guys?
I mentioned him. I don't know if I mentioned him in a press conference yesterday, or maybe on one of the shows. But I'm really proud of Leonard, and for a young man that started his career at linebacker, is really as he's grown and developed just physically. To see him have that impactful game, and he's been playing really good football for us. He sometimes hasn't always showed up in the stat line, but doing his job, playing with physicality, really making sure that that he's on point in all those areas. And then it's great to see him be able to get in the stat line and to be able to get stacks, a couple stacks, to be able to make those impactful plays, which with energy, technique, and effort. I'm really pleased with the reps that he's been able to provide us. Yeah, he's a young man that's a really good playmaker, and when you see what he does, he's got great ball skills. He fights with and without the ball in his hands. He's done a really good job of coming in, learning the offense. Being able to make an impact. As a receiver, and then also being able to make an impact. As a returner, and I think he's provided a great spark for us there. I know I mentioned yesterday that's been one of the most improved areas of our football team is that punt return unit, and he plays a big role in that. But also we got 10 other guys out there that are fighting their butts off for him. But he's got a great personality. He's a true competitor, and as I got to know him, and he came on his official visit, that's what I was impressed with, and it's played out really well.
I know he and Ja'Kai have like a similar build, but how are they more similar or more different in what they bring to your guys' offense? Right?
They're similar with their unique characteristics, I would say. They definitely have great skill sets, and both guys are playmakers, and it's a 1-2 punch there at that position. That those guys push each other, and they don't. There is no drop off on either sense, and guys that have. A little bit of diversity in skills, but they're impactful game playing, playmaking guys that are great with the ball in their hands. They're tough, they're physical. So I love that dynamic of what they bring, and as you look at that production of the position, and we had a couple that missed opportunities, but you look at the production of that position between those two guys. It's really been impressive, and those guys can stay fresh and play fast, and it really has been a good dynamic for us.
Tatum Bethune's another guy that is new to the program, but it seems like he fits well with what you guys are looking for in all
we're not, and we're not going to bring guys here that don't. And it's, I think whenever you bring in a transfer, whenever you bring a high school, any player, I have an obligation and a responsibility to that locker room. And the things that we ask these guys to do. Now, I mean, we need to make sure that every person we bring in has a similar mindset. That has every personality is going to be different. And we're not. There's guys that are going to have to grow up within the program. I mean, it's not. You look at some of the growth that we've had from guys that were here when we first came in the door to where they are now, and just they had to work through that. And so I mean, we want them. Guys have a willingness to work. They've got good hearts. Care about people. That's what we're looking for. And then the most talented, best athletic playmaking guys that fit that. That's what we're trying to bring here. And Tatum was absolutely that. And for the first conversation I had with him, it was so clearly evident to me without any outside. I mean, obviously Randy coached him for a couple of years, so we had pretty good insight. But one conversation with him was like, this is the guy I want to coach, because you heard the passion, you felt the importance of being a part of a locker room. Some of these guys, when they transfer in, everyone thinks, well, it's just about them trying to put themselves in the best situation. Well, they want to be a part of a team, because I don't care where you go, I don't care what you do, whatever your reason for choosing a place. If you don't care about the people that you're with, if you can't embrace it, you're not going to be a good team. And that's a very, very important dynamic that we've had to build and create and recruit to here. And that's why you see the way you talk about growth, you talk about development. Well, I mean, these guys are a big part of that with each other. With what they do on the practice field, with what they do in the weight room, just in all areas, and that's what makes them great leaders too.
Question: early in practice, those periods where you got the drill, where the players are back to back with a football, they'll run opposite directions and then turn around. What is the goal, the purpose of that particular drill?
It's twofold. It's defensively, it's a great tracking drill to make sure that we're putting ourselves in the best position to be able to make an open field tackle. And then offensively, it's a competitive drill to where we're trying to force guys to make a miss, but it's a ball security drill too. And that's one where you can work a ball security drill all you want, on air, or even having a coach there emphasize it. But whenever it becomes competitive, where you have two guys trying to win at a competitive rate, then that's where some of those unhealthy characteristics or habits will usually show up. And so we try to put them in that, and it's it helps offensive players create that arsenal of open field moves, and then it also does the same thing for defensive guys and being able to work on their tracking and just open field tackling.
With the receiver, when you have that talent in there, how do you go about splitting up snaps for that group? Like, is it game feel, or is it a game plan going in?
I mean, we have a plan and just a balance throughout the course of the game. I think Coach Dugan's has done a great job with that. The way that guys have been able to play and get opportunities. There's some games that certain guys will have to play more for whatever the sequence of the game and how it plays out. But we have a plan for what we know we want to see, and there's certain guys that I want to see so many plays, but the other day we played 82 snaps, and some games you'll play 70 snaps. So I mean, you have to kind of go with that with the way the flow of the game's rolling.